kids! Today we are going to be learning about Ted Harrison's painted landscapes. Do you know what a landscape is? You don't? Well, a landscape is land. It is any picture or painting that is of a place that is in nature. So, for example, a beach with water and sailboats in the background would be a landscape. Another example would be hills with a river and mountains. That's a great landscape. Another landscape would be like in a forest with trees and dirt and the sun shining down through the trees. That's another landscape. So today we are going to be creating landscapes based off of Ted Harrison's painted landscapes. Come on, I want to show you guys these. They're really cool. Let's go.
Here is one in Ted Harrison's landscapes. This is a mountain scene with a river and a sunset. Notice how he uses single black colors and does not do color mixing and blending. In his artwork, he picks colors that aren't usually seen. For example, we know that mountains aren't usually blue and that the sky isn't usually only pink and red. Here is another one of Ted Harrison's amazing paintings. In this painting, he is using lots and lots of colors. He is making sure to do color blocking as well and not to be blending and mixing colors. To create this painting, he drew lots of lines and planned it out. He didn't just simply go in and start doing it. He probably drew it with lines first and then filled in each shape with colors. This is one of my favorite Ted Harrison landscapes. I love all of the colors that he used. He is not using colors that are typical to their subject matter. For example, we know that the snow isn't purple and blue. We think that snow is white. But he chose those colors to make the drawing more interesting. He drew them as shapes with these lines that outline them and then filled them in with colors. He also took an approach to show that the wind was in the sky by drawing wavy lines to create that dimension. He chose interesting colors to create this piece. Here is another one of his paintings. I love all the colors that he used, such as pinks and blues. He tried to keep a similar color palette with using warm and cool colors that match each other. Here is a more complicated Ted Harrison landscape. In this landscape, he added pictures of whales to the ocean and color blocks them in. Notice that he still isn't mixing colors and he is just using outlines of shapes to create his work.
So for your project today, you are going to be needing markers, paper, and crayons. Go ahead and get your supplies and come on back. Hey kids, for our art project today, we are going to be using markers and crayons. So make sure you have both markers and crayons out and ready to go. I'm just gonna dump my markers so that I can see all of the colors I have. So the way we're going to do this project is we're going to work from the bottom to the top. So when you're thinking about a landscape, what is on the bottom? Or ground, we can call this. We can call this the ground. The first thing that I think of is I think of some grass. So, you know, Ted Harrison does a lot of different colors and stuff. So, you know what? I might not do green for grass. I think I might do yellow for grass. Let me do some yellow. So I'm just gonna start all the way at one end of my paper and I'm gonna draw a little yellow line that touches another edge. See how it goes from this edge to this edge? This is very important because we are going to be filling this in later on. Next, I'm gonna add another layer of grass. So maybe it's like a meadow or like hills. So I'm going to add another layer of green grass over that yellow grass. And remember, I started at an ending point and I ended at an ending point. So an ending, we'll call a start and end point on this project anywhere where it's either touching the edge of the paper or touching a previous line. So see how it's touching the yellow and it's touching the edge? That's exactly what we want it to do. Next up, I want to do some water. Maybe my landscape is going to have a lake in it. So I'm going to start at one end of my paper and I'm just going to kind of draw a line, and I'm not being super straight with it. If it goes a little curvy, that's fine, because water isn't just completely flat all the time. So there we go. Now I have blue, and see, it is touching both ends, which is what we want. In this background, I need to decide what kind of stuff I want to see. Do I want to see mountains? Do I want to see trees? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some mountains. So I'm not going to do normal colors for my mountains. I'm going to pick some fun colors. So I'm going to start with pink. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going up and down, up and down. Just like that. Now I have kind of a mountain range. And remember, I have touched end to end. Once you've gotten to this step, it is time to do another layer of mountain. So you're gonna pick a different color and you are going to create another mountain range behind. Notice how I'm not going through the mountains I already drew. I'm just starting at one end and touching the other. This makes it really look like they're behind those mountains. And I'm gonna go to the edge and there's my one range. Now I'm gonna do one more range. I'm going to do some gray mountains in the back, just like this. And there, now I have my base layer of my drawing done.
Once you have gotten to this step, it is time to color. You're going to be filling in each shape with the color marker that you drew it. Notice how I'm coloring this yellow shape in with yellow because I drew the yellow line. Now I'm moving on to the green and I'm coloring it in with green since I drew a green line. Can you guess what the next color will be? If you guess blue, you're right. That's what's coming next. Keep on going with this until you have completed and filled out the entire drawing. You shouldn't have any white paper left when you are done. You should have it all colored in with different colors so it looks like a full and complete piece.
on your art assignment today. Next week, we will be doing another art assignment. I hope you guys had a great time. Make sure to fill out the Google form that's required for this week for 4th grade. And then you are all set. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye!